The members of the vintage fashion forum gather around in a virtual thread online to talk about all things vintage. Led by Gail, these people are a tightly knit community, and they all have individual stores on eBay. The forum discusses fashion emergencies and helps each other out. So when one of the members has a vintage gloves emergency, the forum provides help. Gail, being the moderator, is in charge of keeping the forum in line and on topic. Frederick, the only man in the group, seems to have a huge crush on Gail, of which she remains unaware. Gail brings up the topic of the declining sales of forum members because of Nasty Girl's rise in power and fame in the eBay vintage clothes community. Just as they are slandering Nasty Gal, Sophia, who has been lurking online, decides to join the thread and call out the people talking about her. She makes a snide comment about how that message board is full of freaks and is just so sad. Then she vanishes. Gail pleads with the forum members to not give Nasty Gal any ammunition to make fun of them by posting whatever they want, because Sophia can read their posts, and she will think down upon them. Meanwhile, Annie makes Sophia delete her comment and urges her to not engage. She doesn't want Sophia to stir up an online war with the forum and end up making things harder for herself. Instead, she distracts Sophia by showing her how she organized Sophia's filing system. Ever since Sophia opened the new office space, Annie has helped her every step of the way. From organizing the cabinets and inventory and decorating the space to taking care of Sophia's shipments, Annie has been a solid rock for her friend, and Sophia appreciates her help. Annie even promises to help Sophia more after her shift. On her way to work, Annie comes across an urban dance group and enthusiastically engages with them for a little bit. Then, she gets to work, and her manager has news for her. Her manager has been promoted to a corporate job, and Annie is so very happy for her. Another happy news for Annie is that her manager has decided to let her take over after she leaves. This makes Annie so happy. She has always wanted to be drunk on power. Back at the forum, Gail accuses Sophia of engaging in shill bidding, which is when the seller appoints their friends to fake bid on their items to drive up the price on the real bidders. When Annie reads that thread, she can't hold herself back from engaging and enters the message board with her username, Annie Green Gables. She politely greets everyone and praises them for their work ethic and successful businesses, buttering the forum members up and earning their trust. She even goes so far as to side with Gail and show her dislike for Nasty Gal, but then she tells the forum that she does not think Nasty Gal engages in shill bidding. She manages to politely convince the forum by cooking up a reality of herself where she is just like one of them. And as the members start relating to her, they realize they might have been a little too hard on Nasty Gal. Impressed by Annie's pointers, Gail welcomes her to the forum. Sophia texts Annie, thanking her for her support and for getting those people off her back. Annie and her manager are out for lunch when Annie tells her that she is not too sure about taking up the manager position. She is worried if she takes up this job, she will have additional responsibilities, and more work would mean less time for her to work at Nasty Gal. The manager wonders why Annie does not take up a full-time job with Sophia, but Annie has never considered it before. Right now, she works for Sophia for free and loves it, and she has always wanted a career in makeup. She is confused about which way to go when her manager suggests that Annie should think about what makes her the happiest. Later, when Annie comes across a Zen frog statue in one of the stores, she is instantly taken by it. She starts envisioning her future with Nasty Gal, where Annie is basically Supergirl, making all of Sophia's problems go away. She handles the shipping crises and the inventory, and even saves the store from a grenade. She is Sophia's hero and is definitely getting another raise. To top off the awesome vision, Dax enters it and asks Annie to get married on a horseback, and then Annie shows off her urban dance skills even though she only took one class for it. When Annie gets to Sophia's office, later that evening, she presents the 2 Zen frog showpieces that she bought for her, and Sophia is so very happy to have them. Finally, Annie gets to the point with Sophia and tells her about the promotion she was offered. Sophia is obviously happy for her friend. Annie tells her that she is not going to take up the offer because she would rather work with Sophia, but Sophia does not catch her drift. She assumes that Annie is talking about working for her out of the kindness of her heart. When Annie makes her realize that she wants to work at Nasty Gal as a full-time employee, the news takes Sophia by surprise. She does not understand why she has to pay money to Annie when the girl likes to work for her anyway. Sophia does not have a job for her and her reaction disappoints Annie. She reminds Sophia how she manages almost everything for her already and would like to take on a proper job, but Sophia suggests that if it is only about the money, Annie should take up that promotion. Even though Annie is highly disappointed by Sophia's reaction, she does not express it right away. Instead, later that night, Annie enters the online message board of the Vintage Forum and says that she is taking back everything she said about Nasty Gal. She tells them that a friend of hers had a horrible encounter with Nasty Gal, and now, Annie can no longer vouch for Nasty Gal as a seller or a human being. Then suddenly, Sophia enters the chat from a fake account, Sleeping Dog. She tries to stand up for Nasty Gal, but Annie, knowing exactly who is masquerading behind Sleeping Dog, gets into an argument with her. The 2 girls exchange hateful words on the forum while the rest of the people silently spectate. Gail sides with Annie when she slanders Nasty Gal because she has a personal grudge against Sophia, and her methods. When matters get out of hand, Sophia exits the group chat and messages Annie privately, asking her what that was all about. When Annie finally connects with her, Sophia can't believe that she was seriously upset about not getting hired. Annie again reminds Sophia about everything that she helps her with. Sophia gets defensive and says she thought Annie was helping her because she was her friend. But Annie only thought that Sophia, being her friend, would want Annie to be a part of Nasty Gal. Sophia does not want that because Nasty Gal is her own thing which she started from scratch. When Annie counters that Sophia has not been handling the company all by herself and that she has had help from Annie every step of the way, Sophia feels threatened and possessive. She claims her stake on her company and tells Annie that everything she does could be done by an intern, and that Annie is replaceable. Sophia's words go too far and they hurt Annie deeply. This is the last straw and Annie decides to bow out of their friendship. She lets Sophia know that she can no longer do this with her and that she quits their friendship. Sophia is in tears as she fights her true feelings. Eventually, her ego wins, and Sophia lets her best friend think that she is replaceable. Annie leaves the chat window, and Sophia is left all alone. Then she enters the vintage fashion forum chat as Nasty Gal. Everyone is shocked to hear from her, but Sophia ruthlessly tells them off, saying that she does not care about what they all think. She is glad that they are talking about her behind her back because all of their hatred for her comes from their deep-rooted fear of never being able to compete with Sophia. She threatens them to watch their backs as she will take every customer of theirs and leave them with nothing. Gail closes the thread, shutting Sophia out. She starts a private thread, and there, the vintage fashion forum decides to get Sophia into trouble. According to the official guidelines of eBay, no seller is allowed to link to an external website, but everyone does it anyway. Gail suggests that everyone else take down their site links from their eBay listings, and that way, only Sophia will be in violation of the rules. And when they all report Sophia's website, eBay will have to reprimand her. Everyone agrees with Gail. It has been a while since Sophia heard back from Annie. She is upset about it, but her ego will not allow her to apologize. When Sophia opens her computer, she finds an email from eBay, and everything comes crumbling down. The email states that Sophia's account has been suspended indefinitely because she has violated the user agreement. Sophia can't believe this and tries to log into her account, but she can't. This marks the beginning of her worst nightmare.